Alright, what's going on? Thanks for checking out the video. This is part 2 of the cooling system maintenance on my Cherokee. And this pretty much applies to any car. It doesn't just apply to a Cherokee. There aren't very many of these on the road, so if you drive something else, pretty much work the same. So in part 2, basically, on part 1, I showed you how to replace all the hoses on this car and gave you some tips on what to do so you don't run into problems later. And you can check that out. There'll be a card or something for that, or go to my channel and check that out if you want to see that on tips on how to do hoses. This one is about how to bleed it, and the easiest way to bleed it is with this tool right here. It's probably the if you're going to buy a tool to bleed the cooling system, this is probably one of the cheapest. A lot of people try to bleed the cooling system without using anything, which I've seen, which works, but it doesn't work. All depends on the car. But if you have something like that has multiple areas where the car can hold coolant, you got to use a tool, either a vacuum tool or a tool like this. A vacuum tool costs a lot of money, and you need, compressed air or anything. This doesn't cost anything. This is like, I don't remember what I paid for it, but there'll be a link down in the description box. It doesn't cost anything, and it doesn't require anything special. It's basically just a funnel, but it'll get you through bleeding just about anything out there. So what you do is you're going to match up the cap to your radiator cap, and these things are actually labeled. Okay, so it has a little A there, so I need to find the little A, one of these. Okay. So this one has an A, you see the A right there? And what you're going to do is stick it on there, and stick the cap on. Okay. And get it nice and tight, and there's the funnel, and pop it on there. What this does is you're going to fill this up. It takes the coolant above any level on the car, and it'll allow you to burp all the air out of this thing. I mean, you'll get it all out. I used to have a WRX. Anybody with a Subaru that's watching this, turbo Subaru, it's pretty much impossible to get all the air out of the cooling system on those things. But if you use one of these, you can do it. It'll take you like an hour, but you can do it. I don't know how long it's going to take on this Jeep, because this is probably the first time I've ever done this on my Jeep. So basically, you got it set up. It sets up like that. It's pretty easy. And get yourself some distilled water. I got me some Mopar coolant. And this is a bearing for the, I guess it's a fan bearing. Okay, this has a mechanical fan on it, and that'll probably be in part 4. I think I'm gonna make a part 3 or part 4 video on the cooling system, because this is part of it. It's part of the fan. I'm gonna get rid of the fan, get rid of this shroud. I'm gonna do electrical fan. That's probably gonna be part 3, but I'm still gonna do this bearing right here, and I'll show you how to do that. That one makes a shit ton of noise. Anyways, all right. So back to this. Go ahead and get some distilled water, and just pour it right in. Look how easy this is. Yeah, so I did all the hoses. I did the heater hoses and the 2 radiator hoses. And I don't really know how much coolant this thing will hold, so I'm going to put about a little more than half a gallon of this water in there. I'll just suck it right up. And then I'm going to add some coolant. Do a little 50-50. Ooh, okay. Put that in there. Alright. So right now it's sucking up. Go ahead and squeeze these hoses. Yeah, they're full of air everywhere. You can see it. It's just burping, burping, burping. Alright. Okay, now what you want to do is go ahead and start the car and get it warm. Get the water pump moving and get everything flowing, get it hot, get the thermostat open. Hope everything's out of the way. And let it warm up. Warm up and I'll be right back. Alright, so the Jeep's running, it's running for about a minute, it ain't warm yet, but you can see how it's just burping up the air right now. It's from the water pump moving it around. You can go turn the heater on. Okay. And get that going. And we're looking for hot air, okay? And that's when we know we got all the air out of the heater core. Right now, it ain't nothing, so. But, yeah, we'll let it do this until it just pretty much stops. Alright, so it's been running for, I don't know, 5 minutes? 10 minutes? I don't know. Thermostat opened, and when the thermostat opened, it sucked all the water, all the coolant right out of that funnel. Right now, I got the heater on. The heater is warm. It's in a little under 210, so about 200. That's about where the thermostat opens, is about 190. So, or 180, something like that. I don't really remember. I don't even know. Alright, so I'll come back over here. Things have calmed down. Things are warming up. Come over here, check the hoses. Barely warm. Warm. It's pretty warm. The heater hose is pretty warm. Warm is good. Warm is real good. Yeah, these are real good. Okay. That means there's coolant in here, not air. This one is pretty cool. What you do is you can squeeze it, see if you get any bubbles come out of here. So let's squeeze it a little bit, and I got some bubbles coming out. So there's still air in it. So let's let it run a little longer. Do this a couple times. Get all that air out of there. It might take half an hour, it might take 15 minutes, it might take 5 minutes, all depends on the car. I have a feeling that this old Jeep will do pretty quick. Alright, it's been running like 15 minutes maybe, and the tip's still good. It's hot. Really no bubbles. Then we're going to turn the car off. Take care of that fan controller. Yeah, this is a fan controller that turns on when you turn the car off. Yeah, if you don't know about that. I've been on the forums. There's a lot of old forums on how to do that. People using crazy stuff to make that happen. I made that happen for 20 bucks. So, leave a comment. Maybe I'll tell you how I did it. Anyways. Alright, looking good. Best thing, okay, what else with this funnel comes with this? This right here. Look, you drop it in there. It'll never do that. Anyways, it's a plug. Plug it down on the bottom, and you can just take the funnel out. Now this might make a little bit of a mess, but it's still awesome. Look. Okay, so then you can take this now and go over to your bottle. Your bottle needs some shit, sorry. Bottle needs a little bit of coolant. All you gotta do is just Just lift up on the little plug thing a little bit. Get some of that coolant right in here. Shoot, I'm putting all of it in there, right to the full mark. Cool. Bam. Get that right there. Get that right off. And get your cap. Yeah. Too easy. Alright. And then, start it up and run it and make sure it don't overheat. And that's pretty much it. Again, thanks for checking out the video. Look for part 3. Check out part 1 if you haven't seen part 1. Part 3, I'm either doing the fan, or I'm doing the bearing, or I'm doing the belt, something like that. Got to do a little bit of wiring on some relays. And yeah, if you need any of the tools seen in the video, there'll be links for those. And I think that's it, man. It's a beautiful weekend. You guys take care, be safe. Have a great weekend.